Coming up, two world leaders were scheduled to meet for the first time ever. One was able and ready, while the other one had cold feet. All new Vow starts right now. Hello everyone, welcome to this brand new edition of Vow. I'm your host, Kendrick. Welcome again. As you saw in the preview, the two world leaders about to want to make peace. Now they want to make clash. Here on Connect TV, use the hashtag viral for anything viral. Watch our archives as we talked about everybody that's making noise. Whether it's Kanye West, Stormy Daniels, or Prince Harry and Meghan. Thank you all for watching the viral. All right, let's get to viral. Donald Trump and Kim Jong Un, you know who they are. You know who they are. If you don't, you know these two world figures, controversial world authority figures, were scheduled to meet on June 2nd, June 12th in Singapore for this highly anticipated first time ever meeting. But Trump decided to have cold feet at the last minute. I don't get that. Well, when this whole stuff got started, when Donald Trump had said this about him.
The United States has great strength and patience, but if it is forced to defend itself or its allies, we will have no choice but to totally destroy North Korea. Rocket Man is on a suicide mission for himself and for his regime. The United States is ready, willing, and able, but hopefully this will not be necessary.
He called Donald Trump Rocket Man because Kim Jong Un was launching rockets to sanctions and doing whatever he wanted to do without the UN's approval. And then Kim Jong Un said this.
North Korean leader Kim Jong Un has revived an old insult in his latest threat to the United States. In Kim's statement, carried by state media on Friday, September 22nd, he says of U.S. President Trump, quote, "I will surely tame the mentally deranged U.S. dotard with fire." A dotard is defined as a person in a state of senile decay. The New York Times reports the Korean word Kim used is a derogatory term for a lazy, useless, and demented old person, and that the old-fashioned burn could be explained by the Korean state news agency's use of very old Korean to English dictionaries. Trump responded via Twitter, calling Kim a madman who doesn't mind starving or killing his people and will be tested like never before. Meanwhile, North Korea's foreign minister said the North may test a hydrogen bomb in the Pacific Ocean as part of Kim's threat. For United News International, I'm Matt Paul.
Oh my God, he called Donald Trump a big dummy. My God, it's just crazy. It's just crazy. All right, but things escalated more when one of the aides called Vice President Mike Pence this.
Let's go to Peter Alexander, who's live at the White House.
Yeah.
Peter, this is a huge wow for us.
Yeah, no, that's right, Stephanie. Sorry, I was just literally printing out this letter. This is from the president to Kim Jong Un. I'm going to read it for you, frankly, because this is literally happening as we speak to you. The president writes to His Excellency. He writes, "Dear Mr. Chairman, we greatly appreciate your time, patience, and effort with respect to our recent negotiations and discussions relative to a summit long sought by both parties, which was scheduled to take place on June 12 in Singapore. We were informed that the meeting was requested by North Korea, but that to us is totally irrelevant," he writes. "I was very much looking forward to being there with you. Sadly, based on the tremendous anger and open hostility displayed in your most recent statement, I feel it is inappropriate at this time to have this long-planned meeting." That is a reference to statements from North Korea within the last 24 hours, referring to, among other things, the Vice President of the United States, Mike Pence, as a dummy. The president writes, "Therefore, please let this letter serve to represent that the Singapore summit for the good of both parties, but to the detriment of the world, will not take place. You talk about your nuclear capabilities, but ours are so massive and powerful that I pray to God they will never have to be used." He adds, "I felt a wonderful dialogue was building up between you and me, and ultimately it is only that dialogue that matters. Someday I very much look forward to meeting you. In the meantime, I want to thank you for the release of the hostages. those who are now home with their families. That was a beautiful gesture and was very much appreciated. He ends by saying, if you change your mind having to do with this most important summit, please do not hesitate to call me or write. He says the world, and North Korea in particular, has lost a great opportunity for lasting peace and great prosperity and wealth. This missed opportunity is a truly sad moment in history. Those the 3 paragraphs written from President Trump, his name literally signed on the bottom of it, to His Excellency Kim Jong Un from the White House within the last few minutes. Stephanie?
This is a wow indeed. Ben, Andrew, you were actually speaking. I cut you off just before that. We're talking sort of the market reaction, what this does to trade, what this does between the United States and China.
I think there's 2 big issues here. This all of a sudden puts a trade war back on the table. It all of a sudden puts, depending on what you think, a much more sensitive geopolitical relationship problem. I mean, even the reference to nuclear armaments in the letter. I mean, all of a sudden, you remember where we were last summer in terms of how we thought about our relationship with North Korea, the dangers. This to me puts us in a very, very, very tough place. But I also think you're right. There is this element of I'm breaking up with you before you break up with me. And by the way, it's
call me.
And it's right. Call me. And
remember all the good times we had.
And it's intolerable. And it's intolerable to call my vice president a dummy. Though there's been lots of things said on Twitter by the president towards Kim Jong Un over the years as well. So, but clearly, whatever war of words plus the trade issue with China has led us to this. I think this is a very, very difficult place to be in.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me, or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.
Wow. Mike Pence kind of like trying to, I don't know, is the Trump and Pence team collaboration? I don't get it, but that's why Trump had cold feet, because he took it out for his tag team partner. I don't know. I don't know what Mike Pence had to do with it, but hey, Trump feels like he wants to do this.
The president is focused instead on attacking the media, tweeting this mock video of himself tackling, then punching a man who represents CNN.
He wants to run across it and just punch him in the face like he did when he did CNN with all that anger and frustration to North Korea leader. I hope that don't happen. I really don't hope that happens. If that happens, that makes news all over the world. Could we see that one more time?
The president is focused instead on attacking the media, tweeting this mock video of himself tackling, then punching a man who represents CNN.
Oh, man. All right. Kim and Trump are far from being over, but it's interesting and entertaining to watch these two just make themselves feel relevant over each other. All right. Everyone's talking about everyone's talking about this matter. But could we see these two world leaders put their differences aside and work together for the sake of their own countries to see peace, prosperity, and freedom? Because North Korea don't have freedom. They're a more economist country. The United States does, but some people in the United States don't like their leader, Trump. So it's a divided nation, a divided country. However, it's a divided universe between Trump and Kim Jong Un, but we'll never know. Well, that does it for Viral this week. I'm Ben Kendrick saying so long, and I'll see you next week.
Case the producer.